Guys, it's Flipataku, and today we're counting down the best anime releases of 2019 so far. Stay tuned. And guys, before we get into the countdown of the best anime releases of 2019 so far, I do have a stack of honorable mentions. I just want to talk and share with you guys. This is going to be a long video where I just kind of rant about my favorite things of this year anime-wise. Now, the stack does include a few things that aren't technically anime, but they have a lot to do with anime culture in general. So, the first honorable mention is Super Sentai Jetman. Now, this is one of the only Super Sentai shows that has not been adapted into a Power Rangers show yet. And it's one of my favorite Super Sentai shows of all time. And Shout Factory put this out in this... Honestly, these look like bootlegs. Otaku Mike said that earlier today, but this beautiful box set. Glad that we legally own some Super Sentai, but sadly the rights have changed hands. So Hasbro now has the rights, and I believe it has stopped them from producing any more Super Sentai box sets. I believe the last one was either this or there was one other one after this. But I can't be too mad. We did get about 11 or 12 of these, and I'm just happy that we got those at least. And the first thing I want to talk about is Hells. Hells is a Madhouse produced anime. It's a movie, and it's like an Alice in Wonderland got stuck in hell kind of thing. But it's one of the most uniquely animated movies I've ever seen. The lines are very harsh. The art style is very abrasive, but I really, really enjoyed Hells, and I highly suggest you pick it up, especially because it's one of the only things that Madhouse has done that we hadn't have yet, besides I think Ace of Diamond and Monster we don't have as well, but this is a wonderful film put out by Discotek, and I'm happy that they did. You know, you're going to see a lot of Discotek on this list because they are one of my favorite publishers. And speaking of Discotek, we got Reborn. Now, I did make a list, and I put this at A tier. I believe this is now an S tier. I would move Kenshin down. Base Senpai, if you're watching, Kenshin is no longer an S tier anime. It's an A tier. This is taking its spot. This is one of my favorite shonen that I've had the pleasure of watching, and I believe Viz dropped the manga. So if you guys, this did get, what is it, 8 seasons? 9 seasons. So if you are a fan of really good shonen with some beautifully animated action, it seems like the episodes get, the actual production values of the episodes get higher and higher and higher as time goes on. So if you are a fan of that kind of stuff, pick this up. This is a wonderful series, 2-set collection put out by Discotek, and it is a total of 203 episodes. So 203 episodes worth of kick-ass content. And the next duo I want to talk about is Sentai Filmworks has the licenses to a bunch of Sunrise anime. They've put out a handful of them. There's a handful that are still missing that I guess are in licensing hell. Because it sounds like Sunrise is kind of hard to work with. But we got Zabungle, and we got Aura Battle or Gundam. Now, honestly, I own Zabungle because I am a fan of mecha shows. I am a fan of Sunrise, and it's fun to go back and look at where they came from and their history. This is not a very good show, though, so if you have to waste your money or spend your money, I would highly suggest picking up Aura Battle or Gundam. It's much better quality, a very awesome concept. I believe it is technically an isekai, and it's from both of these are from the creator of Gundam, I believe. This one is for sure from the creator of Gundam, but go pick it up. This one for sure. This one if you are just a fan of mecha. And then we got God Mars, another mecha series put out by Discotek. This is 64 episodes on 2 Blu-ray discs. Standard definition on Blu-ray is something that Discotek is kind of pioneering and pushing, and I actually think it's my favorite format because you get a lot of episodes on 1 or 2 discs, on a handful of discs, and they look pretty good considering they are still standard definition. But yeah, pick this up. This is a wonderful mecha series, and some kick-ass fight scenes. Just, you know, don't expect anything too crazy or amazing, but this is solid. And then something that's also not an anime, but is a puppet show. This is Star Blazer, or as it is known as X Bomber. This is created by Go Nagai, who's the mangaka behind Devilman, Cutie Honey, Mazinger Z, and he wrote this outlandish show, and this had a very weird. This had a very weird release in the United States. Some areas, like I believe Hawaii got it, the East Coast got it, but not. It wasn't a nationwide thing. Very, very, very weird. But Discotech put this out on Blu-ray towards the beginning of this year, and I love it. I love that we're getting very obscure things like this. This is not what Discotech typically puts out, but I'm really glad that they did take a risk and put this out, even if it doesn't sell well. I hope it is selling well enough for them, because I want more stuff like this. I want more shows and anime and stuff like that are just that would be lost to time otherwise if they weren't otherwise rescued. Then we got Star Blazer 2199 Part 2. This came out towards the end of last year. I have not seen 2022, I believe is what it's called, but this is the remake of the original series, and it is a wonderful remake. This is how you do an anime remake. Very, very high production value, put out by Funimation, so thank you very much, Funimation. And then my favorite release of the year, period, regardless if it's manga or an anime or whatever, is Mega Beast Juspian. This is one of my favorite tokusatsu shows. I'm really glad that we finally got it on Blu-ray. We finally got it, period, in the United States. But this had a really cool story behind the release. There's a fan subgroup called Mega Beast and Mega Beast Empire. And I've been following them for about a year now, and they sub a lot of tokusatsu stuff. And as much tokusatsu as I can, I devour it up. And Discotech, I guess, approached them and wanted to put this out, and they did, and I'm really happy for those guys. There's 46 episodes. If you see the first handful of episodes, you're going to think the production values are very high, because they are for those episodes. And not that it dips drastically, but you notice the production value in the suits definitely kind of go down a little bit. But really awesome show. I'm really happy that we are getting more tokusatsu, because it's one of my favorite genres of entertainment, and the more we get, the more the merrier. We do have those Ultraman Blu-rays from Mill Creek coming this year as well, so I'm really excited about that. And that is it for the runners-up, or just the honorable mentions. Like I said, this is going to be kind of a long video. I have a nice stack of anime right here, and the first thing I want to talk about is a box set. This is the Gundam Unicorn Blu-ray box set. This is one of the nicer Gundam releases that I own. You get everything in this beautiful, beautiful box right here. As you can tell, got the Unicorn Gundam right there. Ooh, almost dropped it. This is a region-free Blu-ray, so you can pick this up even if you buy it from Japan, because I believe that's the only way that you can do it. But it's everything. It is all the OVAs, all the show, everything that has to do with Gundam Unicorn is in this box set. And Gundam Unicorn is my favorite Universal Century Gundam show. It's Universal Century, right? I really hope I'm not wrong on that, because that would be embarrassing. But yeah, Gundam Unicorn is one of my favorite Gundam shows ever. I'm going to do a Gundam ranking probably, but yeah, I'm really glad to get this. This did come with a real grade exclusive Gunpla kit, which I am too intimidated to open and start, because it does have like 30 or something runners in it, which is insane. And also, if you guys didn't know, I have like a very badly bruised finger, and I also have a very badly cut finger, so Gunpla is going to be put on the back burner for now. As you guys know, I shit on isekais a lot, and I found myself watching an isekai, and like a standard isekai, and really, really enjoying it. And that is the 12 Kingdoms. This is based on a series of novels, I believe. Some of them are released in English, some of them aren't, from what I can tell. But the world building in this is phenomenal. And I noticed that this scratched an itch very similar to what Game of Thrones was scratching for me. Because, you know, Game of Thrones wasn't all about the action. It was all about the politicalness and the world building. And this is a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful isekai. And I'm really surprised that I like it as much as I do. Because, as you guys know, I hate isekais. Another pretty awesome release that I'm glad that we got was the wonderful Wizard of Oz. This is 52 episodes. This is the I think this is the Japanese language version with English subtitles. I believe there was another version where it's flip-flopped English subtitles or English language version. But this is this is just a wonderful feel-good anime, and I'm glad that we got it. So thank you, Discotech, for that release. And speaking of Discotech, and I'm putting this as one release. This is 3 separate, but they put out a crap ton of Beyblade this year. We got Beyblade, the original classic first series. We got Beyblade V-Force, and we got Beyblade G Revolution. So I actually like Beyblade a lot. I contemplate always buying Beyblade. It's one of those things where like I really want to, and I watch a lot of Beyblade YouTubers or Baytubers, and Beyblade's just, it's a guilty pleasure. And Discotech seems to do this thing where they'll like license a lot of kids shows. They did the Dinosaur King. They also did now they're doing Metabots. They also did Monster Rancher. So glad that we got these from them because I really love Beyblade. Then we got Lupin the Third. They're putting out a ton of Lupin. All the releases are very high quality. Lupin the Third Part 4, the Italian Adventure. I'm Italian, so I had to pick this up. And this is one of my favorite parts, honestly. I think this might be my favorite part. There is a note to make about this release, and my friend Ice actually knows more about it. This is the complete Japanese language collection. Now, I believe this has the original soundtrack. Now, there's a version of this release that does not have the original soundtrack. So if you can pick it up, do some research and figure out which one of them is which. Because the soundtrack, the original soundtrack, is phenomenal. Then we got Appleseed, the original 1988 OVA. This is the DVD version. I don't think there is a Blu-ray version, but it's Appleseed. It's a classic series, classic franchise, and I will buy anything that is Appleseed, and I'll buy anything that's Discotech. So this is a good combination for me. And then one of the releases that came out at the very beginning of the year, I believe on my birthday, Shin Tetsujin 28. This is the 1980s version, not the original OG version, but still really glad to get this. This is in Japanese. It has English subtitles, and it is how many episodes? 51 episodes, which is a lot of episodes on 4 Blu-rays. I have not finished this yet, but I am having a blast watching it. And then next up, another Sentai Filmworks Sunrise Collection. Space Runaway Ideon. This is from the creator of Gundam. Gundam, for those of you who don't know, failed in Japan at first. It was a failure of a series, and then it didn't get popular until the movies. But right after Gundam, he created this show. The show tries to do a lot. It succeeds in doing a handful of those things, and also fails at doing some of those things. But if you can pick this up, I had a really good time watching this, and it deals with some pretty mature themes. So if you have kids, don't watch it with them. Another box set that came out this year that really blew me away is the second printing, and I'm including this as an original release for this year because it does come with an exclusive art book, but of Gatchaman. This is a beautiful box set. The only thing I don't like is that this used to be 3 Blu-ray discs or 3 boxes. Now they combined them into 2, and it's 105 episodes, the OVA and the movie. This is a classic series, and it has this beautiful art book. I actually did an overview on my channel of what this comes with, so I don't want to spend too much time on it. But if you are a fan of classic superheroes and superhero teams, and you like anime, this is a perfect combination for you. Gatchaman is a classic. There's Gatchaman 2, Gatchaman F, and Gatchaman the movie that come out after this. So if you want to get the whole set, you can go pick up those. Those are only available on DVD, though. And then we got Yamimusha Pedal, or Yawamushi Pedal. I don't know how to pronounce this correctly, but this is the original TV series, another fun sports anime put out by Discotech. Again, something that I wouldn't normally pick up, but I just love Discotech so much that I decided to pick it up because of them. And I am about halfway through, and this is already one of my favorite series of the year. The main character is super young. I believe he's in 4th or 5th grade. But it's cool to see his progress as a character and as a athlete. So go pick this up. This is a very fun series. you're going to hear me say, oh, it's fun, it's great, I like this, it's fun. But something that took me by surprise, and I was really shocked that Funimation of all companies put this out, is Zillion. I was completely shocked by this. For those of you who don't know, Zillion was a toy that got an anime show after it was already out to help push sales. This was released for the first time ever in the US by Funimation, which is just insane, because I thought something like maybe Discotech would put this out or somebody like that. But I really like the box art here. You can tell it's very old looking. It's supposed to look like it is wearing down around the edges. That's not shelfware, that is just how it's designed, and I think it's a very cool design. But Zillion is, it's just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous that we got this. This isn't for everyone. It's 31 episodes. I believe this is a little bit expensive for how much you're getting, but it's just kind of crazy that it's out. They do say it's a classic anime. I wouldn't really call it a classic per se, but it is of that time period, and it's very weird that we even got this in the United States. So good job, Funimation. You guys really surprised me with this release. And then another Sentai Filmworks Sunrise release are the Armor Trooper Votoms collections. There is one more set. So this is the TV collection. These are all 52 episodes, 6 movies, and this is the OVA collection. I'm missing OVA collection 2. And I believe with those 2, minus 1 OVA, which I don't know why they wouldn't include it in one of these sets, we will have all Armored Trooper Votoms content in English, which is pretty kick-ass. I don't know if they're going to release the last remaining OVA as a standalone, kind of like with what they did with Girls on Panzer. If you guys don't know, the Girls on Panzer, they did the movie, the TV series, and the OVA collection, and then they put out another Blu-ray for a single OVA. So hopefully they do that with Armored Troopers, because it would just be weird to not have the entire Armored Trooper franchise in English. But we're pretty damn close, and I need to pick up the remaining 2, or the last remaining volume. And this was a very awesome release, and this is Galaxy Express 999 Ado, and the movie. Now, for those of you who don't know, Justin Servakis put an artificial film grain on these, and for a second, when I first heard that, I was a little hesitant, I was a little upset about it, but I think it works really well, and I think it adds and complements to how well the show looks, and it doesn't feel as aged as if they weren't on. We are getting more Leiji Masamoto releases. I believe they're doing the TV series of this in October or sometime. But this is just, as you can tell, this was a lot of designs from Leiji Masamoto were the inspiration for Star Wars. So if you guys, I don't know if the camera can pick this up, but that's basically Darth Vader. So pick this up. These are really timeless classics, and I think they're very important to the history of anime. And then something I picked up that I wouldn't really normally get, and that's Sorcerer Hunters. Sorcerer Hunters, again, this is a Discotech release. That's why I picked it up. It's a short series, 29 episodes, and it is kind of lewd. There's some harem stuff going on, but overall, I did have a solid time with this. This is probably my least favorite release out of everything I've shown you guys so far. But I also got JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 4, set 4, Part 1 of that. Again, Viz, I like these deluxe editions, but you're charging the cost of a PS4 game, you're charging about $65 for a cardboard box and an art book. I really wish there was a way to just get the freaking Blu-ray by itself. I get that you guys want to... I think the DVD comes without all the extra crap, but I want the Blu-ray because I have the rest of the set and Blu-ray as well. But every time these come out and I get them, I'm just kind of upset that they are charging what they are charging for the extra content that is in here, because I don't think it is worth that much money. It is cool at first to look at the boot for the boot, because it does have some cool production stuff in there, but I don't think it is worth the money. But again, huge JoJo's fan, and if you are a JoJo's fan, this is essential in your collection. Part 4 is probably my second favorite part in the JoJo's franchise, so I had to pick this up, and I am looking forward to it being finished. And then probably my favorite anime release this year is Cyborg 009, the Cyber Soldier. This is the entire series, which is 51 episodes. There's one episode, the last episode did not get aired in the United States. This was on Toonami when I was a kid. And this had a pretty trouble release because Justin Cervakis, if you guys don't know, he does a lot of, I keep saying his name, but he does a lot of the work for Discotek on their Blu-ray stuff, and this seemed like it was a huge, massive pain in the ass to get released. He had to slice together a bunch of different versions of the masters, but again, this is created by the same mangaka, because it's originally a manga, as the guy who created Kamen Rider and Super Sentai, Shinomori. Am I pronouncing his name right? Ishinomori. I need to remember that name because I'm such a fan of his work. I am terrible with Japanese names, guys. But yeah, he created Cyborg 009. There was an original anime, and then this actually adapts two of the storylines completely, and then has some original stuff as well. So you don't have to go back and watch the original old shows. You can just stick with this. But overall, guys, that has been my favorite releases of 2019 so far, and I showed you guys a lot of honorable mentions for stuff that came out last year, towards the end of last year. But let me know what you guys got. What are you guys watching this year? If you guys notice, I did not pick up any of the big shonen titles. I didn't pick up any Black Clover. I do want to eventually get the Dragon Ball Super anime, but I don't know when I'm going to be getting that. But there are a couple things I'm looking forward to this year. Discotek is putting out another tokusatsu show, Message from Space. I'm really looking forward to that. Giant Robo is finally, the OVA collection is finally coming out on Blu-ray in English, so I'm looking forward to that as well. But other than that, I can't really think. I have a list somewhere. I actually have like a list of like stuff that I want planned out for the rest of the year to purchase. But let me know what you guys are getting down below and what you guys think about my list. Is there anything that you would take out? Anything that you would change? Just let me know, and I will see you guys next time. Like I said, like I've been saying, I'm on vacation, so expect a lot of content coming out your way soon. I got a podcast coming out with the Great on the Shelf. We are going to be doing a deep dive in the history and reviewing Gurren Lagann. Flipcast, which is what that will be a part of, is going to be an ongoing podcast where I'm going to do a topic probably at least once a month, just because I want to like fully do a lot of research and I want it to be as professional as possible. But I'm really excited for that. But anyways, guys, sorry for rambling. This has been Flip Otaku, and I will see you guys next time.